Hi, ladies.
Yep.
Oh, yep, we
Okay, I'm
are.
here.
Yeah, we are.
Good
Sorry.
deal.
Sorry about that. We're gonna give you just one password and one link for March. We're getting better at this. Thank you for your patience.
Thanks.
Yay.
Um,
Progress.
yes, progress.
It's a good thing.
So I
Abby?
just realized that I'm not going to be in for this Thursday call. So let's do a little check-in just so I can kind of see where everybody's at and give you guys some guidance. I'm not going to do tapping today. I'll have to we'll do one in March. But let's go in. Has anybody is anybody here that just joined over the weekend? No, not yet.
Brittany,
Oh,
can I ask you to clarify, are you canceling the 7 p.m. Thursday, the 19th call? So
yes.
cross it off our calendars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
hmm Um, yeah,
Is
I'm out for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so let's share some wins, and I would love to hear how you guys are doing from last month. If you have any aha moments or if anything has shifted or unlocked after you guys tapped on your needs. And if you have been doing, I've got my assistant's dog yelling at me. Sorry about that. Um, and how your habit stacking is going. Or whatever else you want to tell me about. If you want to check in about anything, where you're at in the program, if you want my help figuring out a block, let me know. Okay, Jeannie.
Hi, Brittany. Could you just confirm something that Casey was mentioned on the body call? Can you confirm do we have lifetime access to the Thrive materials? There's been some
Yeah,
controversy about that.
yes, we do. Yes, you do. You just don't have access to all the live calls forever.
Lovely. Does that mean the people who don't have it will be reinstated as well, the ones who no longer have access?
I don't know who doesn't have access. Everybody should have access.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's everybody should have access. There's no access is not being taken away.
Oh, there's a
Unless
few
unless
folk
there was
who
a glitch in the system or something. Are you saying there's people that don't have access to their program?
correct, yes.
Um, my team has not made me aware of that. So
Okay, well I'll just pass that along. Okay, that's
yeah.
great, Brittany. Thank you very much.
I
That's
mean,
terrific.
unless you're talking about Sally, Sally has been doing some illegal things. So she
No,
doesn't
no,
have
no.
access to her
No,
program.
I don't know who Sally is, and no, I don't
Okay.
know. No,
Okay.
it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's been a couple people that have been like kind of doing some shady things and they lost access to their programs, but everybody else should have their
Brilliant.
programs.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Who wants to talk about tapping and where you are in the program and how your last month has been? Daphne,
I love habit stacking. Thank you
do
for sharing
you?
about that. Yes. So
Awesome.
that actually has been helpful for me, not necessarily in terms of, my echoing, tapping and stuff, but just generally in my life, um, piling things in time frames that I already do something, adding something to it, or piggybacking off of. If I'm already doing this, then I continue right here because I already have this stuff out. Or,
Awesome. Give us
just
examples of how you're doing that just so we can be inspired.
so, well, in my job, if I'm already sitting at my desk and because I map out my day or try to anyway, I rearranged it in terms of what I do when, in terms of where I am and what I'm doing and how efficient I can be. If I'm already at my computer, then do this. I'm already in my computer brain, and
Yes.
so I'm already in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Certainly with movement. Oh my gosh, somebody else at one of them. I mean, just standing at the kitchen sink washing dishes to do some toe lifting. I mean, to stretch out my calves, tip forward, move back. That was like an eye opener. How come I never thought of that before?
Yeah.
While you're standing, someplace safe to be able to do something, or in lines. I was in lines. And so I was like, okay, I can just tip my heel back and because my calves get really tight, or to
Yeah.
stretch out my hips or something. And I mean, it was just, and nobody knows you're doing it. It's just,
Yeah.
you're just doing it. So those, another one, let me think of another good one. Um, I'm an organist, so I incorporated some movement before I actually sit down to play. I was like, okay, think about what hurts, and before I'm standing there, I'm by myself, just get some stretches in. I mean, that
Yes.
movement is not my love, so I'm taking baby steps. Today on the buddy call, I said, I actually got my yoga mat out. I made a commitment that I would get my yoga mat out, and I actually got on the floor and did some stretches today. So the movement piece is a big deal for me. So those
Good.
little bits of being able to do that is a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Awesome.
If I think of some other examples, specific examples of how I've done it, it's just when I'm doing something. I'm like, well, you're here, do this too. You
Right. It sounds
know?
like it's kind of reframed the way that you're thinking about the stuff you do.
Yes, it's
You're
in
batching things
efficiency.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, efficiency issues or even putting on new things. I'm here, do that. It's on my list. Do it now.
Hmm.
Even if it goes, I'm self-employed, so I'm at home all day or out on calls or something. But when when you've blocked time, I don't know if people block time. I block time in my day and have rocks and whatnot, and it's okay for me to integrate other things into that blocked time.
Yeah.
So it allowed me to think a little more broadly.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. It's
Yeah. So
beautiful.
that was a big aha.
Great. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else want to go check in? Debbie, I see you're unmuted. Is that
Yes. Um, One thing that I noticed is that I am wanting to eat healthier foods. I don't, and I usually, because it's just me, I go out and eat quite a bit. And last week I didn't. And I was like, oh, I'll just stay home and make me something. And so for me, that's huge because, like I said, I usually eat out quite a bit. And so I'm also wanting to eat healthier stuff. I found myself snacking on carrots the other day. And so I went to the grocery store and I bought me some more carrots. you know, just stuff like that has been great for me.
that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Wow. What a big shift.
Yes.
Is there any place that you're stuck that you would like some help with, Debbie?
One thing that I am kind of noticing about myself is I came home from my daughter's today and I've been over there since Thursday and um I don't feel as lonesome as I was feeling,
Mm.
but I am sad
Oh,
and I'm sure that has to do with being lonesome, being by myself, but and so I want to eat something.
yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things that that's one of those issues that it's like a real ongoing problem that you can do the echo tapping and push the food away and heal the loneliness that it's bringing up for you, which I recommend you doing first. This is also one of the the strategies that we need to be kind of like proactive about. And the only reason that I'm living in America again, I left the States for 10 years and I moved back home because I was lonely and I didn't, I wanted to be closer to the people that loved me. And I'm not suggesting making a move, but I think recognizing that and acknowledging that is huge. And that's also one of the reasons we do calls pretty much every day of the week too, so that you guys can get to know each other and you can create community here. And also, you know, in your local area, who do you have? How can you be more proactive about reaching out and connecting with people?
Well, I don't have anybody here.
Yeah. So
And
if that's the case, then how do you build that, right?
I, and my daughter just lives an hour away. She works during the week, but I'm thinking more and more towards selling my place and moving back to Texas. I mean, like I said, it's just an hour away, but um, just building me a house right there on her property.
Oh, nice.
And so I am trying to work toward um, getting rid of things.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know that's going to be a very huge step for me because we bought this place and then we lived here for like 14 years before he passed away. And this meant everything to him.
Hmm.
But he knew I was going to at some point sell it. It's just,
It's got to be tough.
yes, and no one
Yeah.
is right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing, Debbie. And you know, use this class and this community as a way of reaching out and making friends as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Debbie. Okay, Jill, and then I'll check in with Lori. Hey, Jill. Oh, Jill, you're not unmuted.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. I came in a few minutes late because I didn't realize you had to push join to join.
Oh, wait,
But
did you join from the weekend or have you been in this?
I had no, I didn't. This I didn't was I. Do they have classes on the weekends?
No, I did an enrollment call yesterday. I thought I had a Jill on the webinar yesterday.
No, no. I've been in for a little bit.
Okay,
The one thing I'm noticing is that I'm more able to stop when I'm full.
great.
I mean,
Oh,
I did, oh, Valentine's Day, I did not. We were out, my girlfriend and I were out for dinner, and I did not stop I did not stop. But the next day we were out for Chinese. Yeah, last night we were out for Chinese, and I did stop, and we left. We take two entrees and split them, and I did leave food. And the other thing is, I get really hung up with am I getting my fair share, and is she getting more? And I didn't.
oh,
I kept saying, no,
interesting.
it's about taking care of myself and my full. It's not about if I get my money's worth, if I get my fair share. It's not,
Mhm.
I'm just sort of we you know, more about, you know, taking care of my own needs
Great.
and being in, so I'm feeling a shift. I'm feeling a shift.
Good. Oh, that's great, Jill. And I just want to say one thing about overeating at Valentine's. You know, n normal eaters overeat too. It's actually it's normal to overeat sometimes.
Okay.
Eating like a normal person, which I hate that word, but that's kind of like the term we all use. Eating like a normal person includes indulging sometimes.
Okay.
It's just when you indulge, if you go into a shame spiral about it, and then that makes you go for days, you know, and just say, screw it. Okay, I'm gonna start eating sugar again, and I'm gonna go back to eating carbs or, you know, just eating a bunch of crap that's stuff that's crappy for you. That's the challenge.
Well, my
That's the
girlfriend,
behavior that we don't want, right? That's the
right.
only way that that behavior becomes bad is if it's followed by a shame spiral. It's fine to overindulge once in a while.
Okay. Well, I noticed she left some on her plate, but you know, anyway, but I'm better. I'm
Jill, have you done the clean your plate module where you
I
throw the food
did, but I
away?
did not throw anything away.
Okay.
And I didn't have real food in front of me. I just, you know, it's hard for me to
Oh,
coordinate it with.
okay. Based on the things that you said, like, oh, am I going to get my share? Who does she have too much? Is she? Um, I would challenge you to do that module. And if you need somebody, is there anybody else that wants to re-listen to that module with Jill, be accountability partners? Marlene. Okay, cool. Marlene will do it with you. So you guys do it, figure out how you want to do it. If you want to listen to it together, if you want to do it together, or if you just want to check in about it. But I think that would be really, I think that would take you to the next layer, Jill.
How do I hook up with Marlene outside of this?
Just message her here and share your numbers. Yeah,
Okay.
you can privately chat with each other, or you can share it in the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just check my phone, put my phone number in.
Yeah, just put your phone number in.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Lori.
Hi there. This is my
Hi.
first live call with you, so nice to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Welcome. Thanks for being
yeah.
here.
So this morning, the win I have is this morning I had prepared myself a plate of breakfast and I got halfway through and I didn't want any more. And that never ever happens, hardly ever. I was just like, wait a minute, like, why am I not eating that extra egg or that extra piece of bacon? I was just like, I just don't want it. So that I thought, okay, there's something wrong with me. That's the first thought I was thinking. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so abnormal. So that was interesting. And then what I noticed, a couple of things after that, I noticed like, well, what if I get hungry? That's a fear of mine, of getting hungry. And then part of that fear is the right food won't be available, and then I'll be eating things that aren't healthy, or I'll binge on stuff that's not healthy as well. And so the big question for me is, what is the right food for me? Because I've been told this is healthy, that's healthy, this is healthy, and I have a sense of what's healthy. But even if I do something like go keto, because that my body tends to respond better to that, then I find that I eat way too much fat and I'm not losing any weight, and then I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And so, what is right for me? So,
Lori, did you just start doing this? This is your first call, but did you just start doing the program?
I've been in about a month, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been slow going through the lessons.
Yeah, give it a little bit more time before you decide how you want to eat, because your eating behavior will just start to change by itself, and then over the course of over a period of time, you will naturally be drawn. Like, you might make the decision to go back to keto because you know that works for you, but you'll feel this like desire to do it. It doesn't come from a mental place like I should do this, which is where you are right now. It comes from a desire. You might even do it and like not realize you might even start doing it unconsciously without realizing it.
Okay.
So yeah, I tell people try to not make any big changes with how you're eating right now, because you want the unhealthy behaviors to come up. You want to address, you want to see that, because as soon as you put yourself on a plan, all your focus and energy goes into focusing on and trying to get that plan perfect, or trying to follow that plan. And so it just doesn't help you clean up the behaviors. So you said another thing where you said something about being afraid of having the right foods available. So there is a fear of hunger. It can come from, lots of places. It can come from insulin resistance, and it can come from preverbal childhood woundings. We have a whole class on that. I don't know what module it is, but it's called the lettuce for dinner or something module. So listen to that module, because what that does, it's challenging. Most people never actually listen to that module, but it's really good for what you are for what you just described, because being hungry is fine. Skipping meals is fine. Nothing's going to happen. It's uncomfortable at first if you're not used to doing it, but our bodies are wired for that. So there's not any problem, and most people are really uncomfortable with the feeling of hunger. But they haven't uncoupled the feeling of hunger with the feeling of not getting my immediate needs met. And that's like a little baby, little child kind of reaction. So you want to uncouple those so that like, oh, so that it's okay if you're hungry. Because as you get further into the program, you're going to want to leave more space between your meals and not do this like every couple hours have something to eat, which most people do.
Yeah, that's good. Thank
Yeah.
you. I will look into that.
Yeah. Where do you fall in the GLP conversation?
The GOP, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, like the Ozempics and the the weight loss drugs.
I don't do any of that.
Just because like you don't want to, or you,
I don't want to.
yeah.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of anti medicine unless it's really necessary to complement what I'm doing to try to support my health. And
Yeah.
I think there is some medical trauma there. I've heard, when I was working years ago, but when I was, I don't know if you want to hear the details, but there's definitely medical trauma. So I have a mistrust with doctors and medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I just like to ask everybody how they feel about it, because it's part of the conversation that's going on in our industry, in my industry now. And so
Right.
yeah. Okay. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you. Okay.
Ro.
Hi there.
Hi. I love your name. Ro's a
Thank you.
multimillionaire.
Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've followed you for a long time and did a couple of your smaller courses over the years, and they've always been really, really helpful.
Oh, good.
And then I just signed up for this other one, the Thrive program, in January, primarily because I've really feel like I've mastered a lot of stuff through the tapping, and I also took other courses through other people, John Smith and another guy, but yours have always been the most effective. But I've really kind of mastered the cravings and using food for comfort
Okay.
and overeating stuff. What I want to know is where in the program to address, and I got to my ideal weight, was there for the longest time.
Did you?
Yeah. And then
Wow.
one day I had this weird experience. It was like something inside of me said, like, you're here and it's no different than it's ever been. I don't know. It was just this weird feeling I got. And I gained like 15 pounds back in about,
Interesting.
it was like this,
How much did you lose?
um, about 18 pounds. I've never been really overweight, but always have troubled with, overeating and using it for emotional comfort and that kind of stuff. But I really don't have, those are almost at zero. They don't run my life anymore. But it was like this thing happened. It was almost like a switch flipped. And it was like, I
Okay,
can't,
Ro, but start thinking about what happened, something someone said, an experience that happened. I mean, obviously you went pretty deep into my material, so you probably already know the questions I'm going to ask you, but is there anything that you can think of, even if you don't think it's a big deal, but like it was abnormal, or it was something that's kind of like, I didn't love that.
I don't recall, but I can remember, just all my clothes fit perfectly. This is what it is. It just came to me. This has been my problem my whole life, that I thought was my problem. It was my thing that I told myself if anything was wrong, it was because I was overweight, because I was this, because I was,
Oh, yeah.
not good enough, overweight, not quite perfect. And when I had been there for such a long time, it was like somehow my psyche remember or was like, um, so that's not really true. You've used this as an excuse this long, and I just balloon back up. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. It's like I used it as my scapegoat for everything my whole life.
Yeah.
I was there comfortable in my clothes, not bitching at myself, not even looking in the mirror when I walk by and go, oh, you look terrible. It was like everything was just like on this even, felt good. It was almost like maybe I don't deserve to feel this good all the time. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Okay. That's what I was going to say is there's this kind of insidious problem that happens with tappers, where tapping can solve so many of our problems, but we keep digging and we keep looking for more problems. And if you don't shift into focusing on having a great life, focusing on having fun, focusing on having the most extraordinary day from morning till night, you will find new problems. We'll just say that. So this is something that I'm playing with. I'm playing with it in my everyday life. I'm actually going to I'm introducing something called the inner circle. I've made a little bit of an announcement where I'm taking a group of women for a year and we're going to go through all the stages. And what you're talking about is phase 3, where phase 1 is kind of like problem solving. It's the cravings, it's the emotional eating. Phase 2 is self-sabotage. Sounds like you worked through that. And then phase 3 is, okay, how do I keep tapping as a tool, but stop looking for problems until they come up? Obviously, I'm a tapper. I've still used tapping. I tap every day pretty much. But I'm not always tapping on my problems. And so there's this shift that you have to make at some point. And then there's also a stabilization. Sometimes you just need some time to stabilize at this new identity. And if you don't have somebody to talk that stuff through with, sometimes you can have a regression like this.
It's almost like I didn't know how my life would work without that broken record I played in my head,
Totally.
like, because it had been there for so long and everything was, just
Yeah.
so
You could
easy.
do some 3 pages on I don't know who I am without this problem.
Okay.
It sounds like an identity shift. This is who I'll be, this is who I won't be if I don't have this problem. This is what I can do if I have this problem. This is what I can't do anymore if I don't have this problem. I think it's just a bunch of beliefs like that you could list out and then do some tapping on.
Okay. And so, is there, I'm back and forth in, the program. Where should I look for that information to do that?
So the 3 pages is I don't, that's probably a bonus. It's probably in the bonus section or the golden vault.
Okay.
Essentially it's just journaling for 3 pages, and answering the questions that I just proposed.
Okay.
So yeah, and then no, yeah, it's in the golden vault. There's something about the 3 pages. I think I taught everybody how to do it during COVID. It's just a way to
Okay.
get your thoughts out on a piece of paper
Okay.
and then
All
tap through it.
right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, Ro, it's frustrating. Oh, sorry, I muted you before you were done talking. Okay, Daphne. Oops, sorry, I muted you.
I want to piggyback on what Ro was saying. For me, and I don't know, it's a little twist on it. It's not that I necessarily have the identity crisis of what do I do without this thing, but more of what if everything doesn't fall in place when I lose this weight? Because I've used my weight as if I wasn't overweight, then this, and this would happen. Or, I would have more friends. I would be more outgoing. My words would be clearer. I would put myself out there. I wouldn't self-sabotage. I would have more confidence. And I purposefully sometimes hid behind my weight.
Yeah.
What will happen if I lose the weight and Daphne's still Daphne?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that has come up for me not as frequently. In fact, it can bring me to tears, but not as frequently. But there's a little bit of fear. It's like the frog on the lily pad. You want to leap forward, but oh no, I'm not quite ready. Oh, maybe I
Yeah.
am, maybe I'm not.
Yeah, go through in this self-sabotage module there's like a whole workbook that asks you questions like that. Who will I be without this weight? What is
So
this
you
keeping me
so
from
you would
doing?
identify that as self-sabotage.
Oh, yeah, those are
Okay.
self-sabotage beliefs. Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
can I can look that stuff up.
Yeah. And that's, I would say the same advice for you actually. Just do some journaling on, get all those limiting beliefs out of your brain. And then you just use regular tapping to tap on each statement until it's not true. It might take you a couple of weeks of chipping away at it. Um,
Or a
um,
month.
but yeah, or a month or, whatever, but it'd be great to get rid of those. And also those things will go away with enough echo tapping and enough anger work. But if you hear yourself saying stuff like that, then I would address it. I would tap on it.
They still come up. Yeah, not as
Yeah.
frequently. While I have my turn here, the other thing I wanted to say as a win for and to share with people is if you were in the buddy call earlier today, it's that self-love seems to happen organically. As you go through this program, it's not even something that you really, at least I didn't focus on that per se. It was a bonus that
Yes.
with your awareness comes this self-love, this patience, this understanding, this grounded, holistic, put together person.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
sense to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
okay,
Totally.
good.
Well, you become more of who you were born as.
That's it. Instead
Yeah.
of who the world made you.
Yeah, exactly. So like we're all born with perfect self-esteem. And tapping is the only modality that I've ever found that will not make you into something that you're not. Like with NLP kind of works like hypnosis or like, hypnosis, you can hypnotize, people into barking like a dog and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Tapping doesn't work like that. You can never tap away or tap into something that you're not truly meant to be. Which is something that brings me a lot of peace, especially as a practitioner of tapping, and as using it myself. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years now. So yeah, I've just never seen anybody become a worse version of themselves. I guess I'll say that.
I can't imagine that either.
Yeah. And it's always different, who you blossom into is always perfectly unique for you. Nobody ever ends up in the same place. Not one single time have I ever seen two people end up in the same place.
So that was inspiring in terms of looking at because I don't like being a self-sabotager.
Yeah,
So,
get
so I'm
it.
like, okay, if I look at that self-sabotaging, you get to blossom into who you're meant to be, and it might not even be who your mind's eye has seen or thought about.
Yes. Yes. You might not even know. I mean, the things that I do with my day now are not what I thought I would be, but they're so much better than I was than what I was imagining I wanted. So,
That's inspiring.
yeah, so often it's better than what you wanted.
Maybe more than you can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Maddie.
Hi, yeah. I love the idea of deciding to stop looking for the problems and start moving on. And I was wondering if you had any guidelines as to when that would become appropriate.
Yeah, so that's phase three. And it's usually once you're not eating emotionally anymore, you're happy with your weight. Sometimes you need, there's two camps. People stop cravings, they stop eating emotionally, and they lose the weight without having to do anything, or they stop eating emotionally, stop cravings, and then they have to follow some sort of healthy eating plan to get the weight off, but it's not a struggle. So I would say it's kind of in that phase where you're either following a plan and that's working and it's really easy for you, like, say I'm going to be paleo, or I'm going to, not eat white stuff, or I don't know, going to chill out on carbs or whatever the deal is, or I'm going to start to fast and, do 12-hour fasting windows or something. There's so many different ways. That's why I don't really recommend anything other than the 3 meals a day, no snacking, because that's very manageable for pretty much everybody. But then other people want to get a little bit more extreme, and you can do that. Once you go through this process and when you heal the emotions, you can do more extreme things like that. You can do fasting, you can cut out certain food groups, and it doesn't feel like this, super deprivation. So I would say once that's easy and once everything is feeling good and you're not sliding back and you're not sabotaging yourself, that's when you should go. That's when phase 3 is. And that's when you want to focus on, okay, how do I want to live my life? Like what do I want to call in? What desires do I have? Do I like how I'm dressing every day? Do I like what I do with my time? And just be a little bit more intentional, and then look for things. You can still use tapping for things for that phase, but you're focused on optimizing. You're not healing. You're not fixing anything anymore. You're kind of at that point optimizing.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was a great question, Maddie. Okay. Oh my God, my mouse is dying. Kelly.
Hi. Sorry, I got here late, but are we doing wins and then,
Yeah,
or
we're doing
just
wins and
questions?
checking in. I'm
Okay.
gonna miss Thursday, so I wanted to check in with everybody. I thought that would be more useful.
Okay, gotcha. So my win is I went through your the specialty program, like the adding things on. I forgot the name of it, but it was so helpful. I went through it twice. You did it
Wait,
in January.
which
It was
program? What did we
it,
talk about?
it was like your specialty class where you had like you oh, forgot it was
The
by
desires.
itself.
The
Yeah,
the the desires and
yeah.
the habit stacking.
Yeah, habit stacking. Thank you. Couldn't think of the name. Very helpful. I went through it
Cool.
twice and it just like I just felt stuff changing. So that was
Oh, good.
super helpful. So thank you for that. So that's my win. My question is I'm noticing like for example, when it's that time of the month or if I just don't feel good, the cravings are like ridiculously intense. And I feel like I'm using my willpower to push stuff away. Like I do push the food away, but it is so much harder to get through stuff. So I'm just curious what to do. Like when I'm uncomfortable or just don't feel good, like how to,
Do
um,
you know what, Kelly? Those are the time I actually just went through that. I was like, God, I am eating a lot. I don't know. Is there something coming up and again? And 2 days later, I got my period. And
that's what's
it came
happening.
super, super early. So you know what? These days, I just give myself permission. If I'm like really snacky or
Okay.
craving a lot of crap, I kind of know that and you could use the techniques and they probably still work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something like primal about that time for me where I'm like,
Okay.
you know what? I'm going to eat my burgers and eat the chocolate. And that's what I'm wanting to do right now. Because then once my period comes, I have no interest and my
Yeah.
eating goes right back. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a personal choice though. So as long as it doesn't
Okay.
spiral you into like, shame and criticism and things like
Right.
that, then I
Okay.
say just go for it.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, I can feel now the difference between emotional eating and just when my body is like, I need chocolate. Because I was
Yeah.
trying to stop it and I was like, no, like this is just, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't even
Appreciate it.
think it's the magnesium. I remember I went down the rabbit hole and like, what's in the chocolate? Why do we all just crave chocolate? And I don't even think it's the magnesium because I take that, I supplement with that. I think there must be something with like the serotonin or the dopamine or something like that our body just needs that extra comfort.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Kathy.
Hey, Brittany. Really
Hi.
great to be here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've been with the program for just about a month and I'm so appreciating it.
Oh, good.
I'm already feeling shifts. One of my big issues is the emotional eating. And my question is sort of around that. I feel like I've seen a shift that it's occurring less often. But there are times where I start doing the push the food away, and I can feel all the anger come up. So then I've shifted and started doing the anger work.
Right.
And wow, I have had some really, really intense sessions with that. And I had one the other night, really intense, felt very tired afterward. And the next morning when I woke up, I felt kind of still low energy, sort of down. And a question came up in my mind, like, should I be doing something else or should I just sit with this for a little while? And I kind of sat with it. I mean, I had other things happening during the day, but my intuition told me, well, don't just, try and cover it up. And maybe I could have done more tapping, but that didn't occur to me in the moment. But I just wondered what your sense of that would be and maybe, what to do with that. Then next day I felt great, but, I don't know if it was still sort of an anger work kind of hangover or what was that?
Okay, so tell me what the question is specifically.
Oh, sorry. Like,
No, yeah, tell me exactly what
after I did the anger work and the next morning, I still felt I felt kind of sad, down. I don't know if I would say sad, but kind of down and still low energy.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I should just kind of sit with that or do something else.
Yeah.
In that moment.
That's a good question. It is super, super common. And also, congratulations on doing push the food away and then noticing that you need to add anger to that. That's like, it's like stacking techniques. That's the way to do it. So we teach them individually, but the real, if anger comes up, the real quick way to get to like the root cause, if you have anger come up when you push the food away, is to do the anger work in that moment. So, okay, so when you did the anger session, how did it end? Were you sad and weepy when it ended, or
I was completely exhausted.
Exhausted? Okay.
Just tired, just sort of like spent.
Yeah. So usually when we move that much energy, it's just like it takes a lot out of us and we can feel tired. And so sometimes there's things that came up during that we've suppressed for a really long time and we might have lingering sadness about it. So that would be a really good moment to just lay in bed and do some regular EFT tapping on like, even though I'm so sad right now, I completely love myself. Even if you don't know why you're sad, you can just tap on and say, I'm so sad right now. And then we also have buddy calls you could call into and get some help with that. But yeah, if you just wanted to handle it on your own, I would say tap into the sadness because the sadness is usually the last emotion that you feel before a problem is completely gone forever.
Okay.
So there might have just been some lingering sadness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. Well done though.
Thank
you. Okay. Who else wants to check in? Got about 15 minutes left. You can share wins or ask questions. Marlene?
Yeah.
You're unmuted. Hi.
Unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I've been quite sick with like a bronchial cough.
Oh my God, I've been so sick. I think I've had like a tinge of COVID or something for the last week. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like I've coughed so much, my ribs ache so much that it's hard to sit in the chair.
A lot of people are sick right now.
And it's like exhale, it's like the carbon dioxide or whatever is going the wrong way. But anyways, the good part of all this is I haven't been hungry. And I find that I took out a bunch of cherries to take to church and mix with yogurt, and then I couldn't go because I was sick, so I had this big bowl of fresh cherries, right? And so I thought, okay, I'll just have a bowl of cherries. And so I loaded it up, and then I looked at it and I thought, I don't want all these cherries. And because of tapping and getting better control on food, I took a scoop out, and then I took another scoop out, and then I took another scoop out. So it was a minimal portion, which was just fine, right? And so I would say that's a big win because serving size has been a problem for me in my life, right? And I don't know, I'm from a family of big eaters and hard workers, right? So I got this idea that it's okay if I eat a lot because I'm a hard worker, right? But
Oh,
you
interesting.
know, as I've aged, um, I and had really chronic sciatica, I don't move as fast and I don't have as much physical work to do. And so cutting down the portions almost seemed like I was depriving myself. And I didn't want to deprive myself, right? Um, so I don't know, maybe I need to tap on something like that. But
Mhm.
I am definitely a couple of the push the food away things or put it in the trash really work good for me.
Good.
Ghirardelli brownies no longer have a craving for them, right? Whereas I used to go to Costco and buy the box of four, make a package at home, eat it, eat the whole package, eat the whole pan, right?
Good.
Now I don't even
Now
care if
you
I
don't do
have a
it.
Ghirardelli brownie. And
Uh,
same thing with ice cream. It's amazing because ice cream was always my um little pat on the back that I've done something good, right? I deserve this, right?
yeah.
And now I go in the store and I stand there at the ice cream looking at it all and I think of all those preservatives and how horrible they taste.
Yeah.
And I can walk past it. So those
Good.
are those are some really good wins.
Marlene, thank you for sharing those. Those are awesome wins. You said a couple things that have me curious about something. Um, you said you said a couple like family beliefs.
Yeah.
Like we're big eaters, we work hard. Um, I would write those out and tap on those. I would do the 3 pages like I've been suggesting today. Just write out all the beliefs that like this is who we are as a family when it comes to eating. Because it just rolled off your tongue so easily, and I think there's still some kind of like there's still some in there.
What do you mean by the 3 pages?
Um, this one might not be 3 pages for you, but you want to just write out your thoughts about, or they're really they're beliefs. That's really what it is. You're writing out your beliefs. So you just want to think about what are the stories that I'm still holding about eating from my family?
Okay.
And then you give each one of those, every phrase, every sentence that you come up with, you rate how true it is on a scale from 0 to 10.
Okay.
And then you just do regular tapping on that and just tap. Even though I believe that I'm come from a big family of eaters, I completely love and accept myself. And I choose to shift this. I choose to reframe this. I come from a big family of eaters. That's just who I am. Nothing's going to change. I'm a big eater. That's who I am. And keep tapping until that doesn't feel as true, or until you could be like, well, is that true? Or is that just what I was told? Do I have to be a big eater to stay with this family? Or can I choose to eat differently? Right. And you'll know you'll be able to think those thoughts and reframe that for yourself once you tap and you keep saying the belief. Usually just takes a couple of rounds. Then you can go to, wait, hang on a minute, this is bullshit. And then you can reframe it for yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, really good. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, hey Ro, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. I just realized when I was listening to you talk with everybody what it is that the switch that flipped in me was I didn't know who I was without the self-criticism.
Oh, without the criticism. Wow,
Yeah, without
interesting.
me criticizing myself. So that's where the gap was. Everything, it was just like a whole new life, like just um feeling good all the time without, hammering on myself.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it's almost like you weren't ready for that energetic level of
for that
something,
free,
for
yeah,
that frequency.
yeah.
Yeah, that frequency scared you. Um, Interesting.
Well, there's a lot of
So
free.
that would be pretty easy. Like, I don't know who I am without this criticism. That would be pretty easy tapping script to make for yourself.
Yeah, I was writing it out as you were
Were
talking.
you? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So I'm gonna give that a try here. So it's just incredible work. It's just worked so quickly too. I love it.
It does. It does. So,
Yeah.
okay, after you get rid of this problem again, tell us what type of life, well, what type of life do you have now, and what do you want to call in?
You know, I have a pretty great life. I don't have a lot to complain about.
Okay.
So, other than the fact, we want to do some traveling this year, but it's nothing other than just make the plans and get on the plane, So, um,
Like
but
any hobbies, any interests, anything that you're like holding yourself back from, or anything that you just always wanted to do your whole life, but you haven't given yourself permission to do it.
Brittany, no, I've got a great life. I turned 70 next month, and
Amazing.
I've pretty much done everything that I want.
Good.
Yeah. From owning a really good company to, just marrying a guy that's awesome, that's 10 years younger than me. And just,
Good for you. I love that.
yeah,
I get all my friends to date younger.
I don't have any complaints other than just this last little piece. And it just feels like it's kind of a small piece, but it's something that happened and I want to figure it out. So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. I think what I would encourage you to do is think of something it's almost like there was too much space. I guess
right,
that's why I was asking about the desires in the life. It's almost like you gotta find something to fill that space with, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe it's just positive affirmations. Maybe you make a list of all the shit that you do want to say to yourself, all the great things you want
Going
to
to
say.
be working with other people. Yeah. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
gonna be it. And I like working with young girls and working with them with affirmations and teaching them how to pray. I'm a big prayer warrior. So
Oh, I love that.
I think that that's very necessary. People need to understand how powerful it is.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I think, yeah, coming up with some sort of new internal script that maybe you have to read and practice at
Yeah.
first. And then that could be the thing. This could be your method or whatever that you end up teaching to other people or to
Yeah.
women, to the young girls. Because God, I needed that so much when I was younger. I still probably need it. I'm
Yeah. Well, I find that affirmations are really a first step. And then just doing the tapping work, but I'm not an expert at teaching somebody how to tap or anything like that. I know what I've learned from it, but I know that affirmations, especially in young girls that they have such self-criticism that it kind of tailors their whole life if they keep that script going. Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Even if you just teach them how to say positive affirmations and tap the acupressure points, that was so much better than just saying the affirmations.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't
So
have to be an expert to teach.
yeah, I appreciate all that you do for a lot of people. You do a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
All right. I'm
Oh,
gonna put my hand down now. I figured out how to do that.
okay. Oh, that's really sweet. Um, Anybody else have anything they want to chat about? Check in with? We have a couple of minutes.
Brett,
Hi, Mary. Oh,
Hi there.
Debbie,
So,
I'll come to you in a minute.
okay. Yeah, I just over the holiday being Valentine's Day, um, I just sort of slipped back into some old habits of overeating. And I had a really good conversation with myself yesterday. And I realized that for me, my body needed more protein. And I've said this before, and I just have to remind myself to do it. So today I stacked extra protein in between in between meals, and I had one for an extra protein for dessert. And I feel good. I'm learning. I've been in the program for quite a few months, but I'm still learning how to listen to my body. and how to honor it. And people were talking about, being in the program for a while and life after tapping. And I was in 12-step programs for quite a while, and they would talk about, life after being in a 12-step program. How do you live the life now that you've got the problem contained? Well,
Yeah.
I'm still working on containing the problem, but I'm also finding that I'm still working on, on enjoying and living the good life.
Yeah.
So, I call that all good wins. So,
Those are great ones. Yeah, those are great
yeah,
ones. And often it takes so much bandwidth to solve this problem. You can't really focus on living a great life while you're trying to fix this problem. That's why we separate them into different phases, because it's just a different
yeah,
phase.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely think there's some overlap. So, and I'm,
Yeah. There's
yeah,
some moments where you can do both, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's hard
And
to do both at the same time.
yeah, but
And
I've,
have a job and have a life and have a family.
yeah, all those balls up in the
Yeah,
air.
exactly.
So,
All
but
right,
I'm
thanks,
just,
Mary.
yeah, I'm really grateful for the peace that I have and the
Mm,
knowledge and the self-awareness
yeah.
that when I start to head off in the wrong direction, and by wrong direction, I don't mean bad girl. I mean the direction that I know that's not healthy for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I liked the fact that you were talking about, you don't beat yourself up if you've had a couple of days. It's normal for that. And I wasn't beating myself up, and I was sort of half surprised. So
Yeah.
I'm like, just okay, Mary, just turn in the right direction and keep going again. So
Yeah.
anyway, I
Great.
called.
Thanks for the updates. Thanks for the wins,
Sure.
Mary. It's great. Debbie, did you have one last question?
Well, I was just gonna kind of make a statement about different ones have mentioned what they would feel like once they changed. And I had I've had Bell's palsy since I was 18 months old. And I've been made a lot of fun of. And people stare at me, and I know it's different. So therefore, people curiosity and stuff like that, it bothers me when people stare at me. And my niece always says, Aunt Debbie, I don't even notice it. I don't know why you basically make a big deal about it. And of course, people, you're beautiful like you are. Oh, yeah, right. And I tell myself, because I think I'm a beautiful person inside, because I try to be. But since she said to me, what if your face was, quote, healed, and nobody noticed it?
Oh, I love that question. It's
And,
almost like a way you stand out.
and now I'm just like, and I told her, I said, I don't really care if nobody notices it but me, because I want that, what I've always said, I want a beautiful smile. That's basically, that's the first thing I look at people is smile. I don't, to me, I don't have that.
Debbie, have you ever heard of the book or read the book called Journey of Souls?
No.
Look it up and see if it speaks to you. I think you might enjoy that. There's Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls, and I can't remember which book it is, but it's essentially it's a PhD who realized, I'm gonna sneeze. Um, oh, oh, that's annoying. Anyway, I won't tell you what it's about. But I think you might find it valuable.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I I even tap on my, my face, the healing of my face.
Do you?
And of course I do tell myself, because well, for one thing, my dad used to say, if you don't work on your face, then no guys are ever going to want to date you.
I'm sorry.
And so looking back, I think all these guys wanted to date me. I didn't see it until I was older.
Oh.
And anyway, so I do try, I tap and just talk to myself about it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, is this going to help me in healing?
You know what? I can't answer that because I haven't focused on physical tapping as much. I've as emotional. But I know that the Ortners make a great book. They wrote a great book called Tapping into Pain, I believe. And it teaches you how to tap for physical symptoms. And so I don't know if, cerebral palsy is something that's tappable. It's kind of like the belief in tapping is that you can tap on everything. So I would assume that you would get your answers in that book because they teach you how to apply it for physical symptoms like back pain and things like that. So I don't know why it would be any different.
Okay, because it isn't painful.
Yeah, but it's a way to work with the physical body. I guess that's what it is. So that's why I'm pointing you to a back pain. It might be a lot about back pain, but it'll teach you how to tap specifically for the pain. I know how to do it. It's just there's a lot of there's just a different application for tapping for physical for the physical body.
Okay, and what's the name of it?
You'll if you just look up tapping and pain by the Ortners. Here I can put it in the chat. Pain Ortners. It's not working. I think Nick Ortner wrote it. Ortner.
Okay.
Yeah. You should. Yeah, and Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit late for my next call, but thank you so much for sharing that with us, Debbie. And I'm excited to watch your journey and see what happens, what unfolds.
Well, thank you so
What
much.
kind of tapping you find.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. And I'll be offline for a couple of weeks, but I'll see you again in March.
Feel better.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.